Hello guys. As you guys know, I've been living in Montreal for about a year and a half-ish, so that's given me plenty of time to explore the city, get a feel of what I like, try new restaurants, bars, and all of that stuff. So for today's video, I wanted to sit down and give you guys all of my Montreal recommendations, just all of my favorite places to go. So I'm going to be going through restaurants, bars, and places to go out, shopping, and then like a couple of things to do. I feel like this is a good guide for like young people who are looking to explore the city. It's not going to include the most like touristy stuff. If you want to go see churches and stuff here, that's definitely like part of the history here and something you should do, but like I'm not going to be going over all of that stuff. This is just going to be some of my favorite things to do living here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. I'm going to start off with my favorite restaurants. First up, we've got Mandy's. They sell salads. They do a bunch of different ones. You can buy them like in grocery stores and stuff as well, but their little restaurant on Crescent is so nice. It's like really cute vibes. They have a really nice terrace and stuff during the summer as well, and they just have like so many different options. All of the salads are really good and they're huge, so you definitely get your money's worth. One of my favorite ramen places here is Ichigo Ichi Izakaya. I've been there twice in 2 different vlogs of mine, so a lot of the places in general that I'm like talking about are places that I've definitely filmed at before and stuff. But this ramen place is so good, especially for vegan options. They have 2 different veggie broths, which is really nice, and you can like pick what you want in it. The again, portions are really big, and the like bar area and stuff like that, like the entire atmosphere is super nice. Plus they have a bunch of like little appetizers and like other snacks and stuff that you can order as well. Next up, we've got Sushi Momo. This is a vegan sushi place, also in the same area as the ramen place. Super good. I posted a photo when I went here like forever ago, and I got so many responses of everyone being like, oh my god, this looks so good. So Sushi Momo, very good for veggie options. They do a lot of like really creative rolls, so it's not the most like traditional Japanese, obviously, because there's also not really any real fish in it, but still recommend checking it out. When it comes to real like good fish though, I would highly recommend Hidden Fish. This one's on the pricier end. I just recently went for the first time and it was so good. Definitely like it was expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but their like fish quality is so good. They have so many different options on the menu. Again, really nice drinks as well. When I went, I had like this mango cocktail and that was really good. But they also have like wines and all of that type of stuff. So if you're looking to go out to like a nice dinner and you want good sushi, this is like, I think this is one of like the top 5 sushi places in Montreal when you look at lists and stuff. It's so good. Next up are a couple of places in Old Port. First up, there's Jacopo. For the first couple months when restaurants like first opened up, we obviously like didn't have a good idea of a lot of the places to go and stuff like that, and me and Cass tried this place really early on, and every single time there would be someone that visited, we would always recommend Jacopo. It's a good classic place. The atmosphere is super nice. It has Italian food, so a bunch of pasta and pizzas and stuff like that. I've been so many times. And it's right in the square of Old Port and stuff, so the atmosphere and stuff is just really nice. Next up is Jardin Nelson. I'm gonna butcher all of the French names, I'm really sorry, but it's a terrace in Old Port as well. So good. Me and my dad stopped there really quickly for drinks, actually in my last video, and it was just like so I don't know, all of these places are so nice, but the like vibe of the whole place was so cool, especially because they had live music. So they had like a singer that was just playing like jazz music. It just really set the tone nicely, and it's really big, so it doesn't feel crowded, and just the way they like set it up, the design of it is really nice. And then last place in Old Port is Terrasse Bon Secours. This place, again, also on the pricier side, but the food was really good. It is a little bit loud because they have a DJ playing at all points. It's kind of like an older crowd, but the view that you get from there is so nice because it's kind of like on the other side of Old Port, so you get a view of like the Ferris wheel and stuff like that, but then you also get a view of the skyline at the same time because you're like looking at it from outside of the city. very cute. I would recommend that you ask for a table in like the lower area instead of the second floor because it's nicer. It feels a little bit more dinnery. But other than that, they have such good sangria. And if you're visiting here, I would definitely recommend you check it out because the whole walk there and stuff like that through Old Port and whatever, it's just like beautiful. Next up is another kind of pricey place, but the food is literally amazing. It's called Tapeo. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. It's kind of a random location. I remember I went and it was like a little bit like in the middle of like just some random neighborhood, but the food was so good. You order a bunch of like little tapas to share between whoever you're going with, and it's fun because you get to try like a bunch of different things, and it was just like so good. The waiter we had was super nice. Drinks were good. Like, I don't know. Definitely would recommend checking this out. I think the food was really unique, which was nice. Because it wasn't like just getting the same thing that you always do when you go to like an Italian place or something like that. And then last place on my list is India Rosa. I went here for a birthday dinner. This is in like the Mile End region of Montreal, and they serve kind of like, it's not that expensive, but it's like upscale Indian food in comparison to like Indian places usually. But the atmosphere again is super nice. They do a bunch of different cocktails which are fun to try. They have these really big sweet ones that I've never tried, but I've heard really good things about. When it comes to cafes, I also have a couple of favorites. First up is Sophie Sucre. This is more of like a bakery because you can't really sit down, but they are a vegan bakery. They have a bunch of different choices. You can get cupcakes, or they do really good croissants. That's what I love it for. Me and Cass always go there for their almond croissants, and they're so good. I don't know why. I don't know how they're vegan, because they flavor it so well, but definitely recommend that, especially if you're vegan, because they have really good options. Then there's also this cafe called Nocturne. We also became addicted to going to this place and studying throughout the semester. It's pretty close to campus, also in like the plateau area of Montreal. It's a little bit smaller, but it's like brick, and the coffee and stuff that they have is super nice. And then finally, if you want brunch, I would recommend Tommy Cafe. This is in Old Port. Super nice. They have a bunch of different options. It's usually quite busy, so I think you like have to kind of make a reservation or be prepared to potentially wait in line if you go on like a weekend day. But it's so cute. So one of my favorites. Now moving on to bars and clubs. First up, there's Suwu on Saint Laurent. They always have really good vibes. It's super trendy. The interior design is really nice. They also do bottomless mimosa brunch on Sundays. It can be hard to get a spot, but I've heard really good things about it. But if you go in the evening and stuff like that, it's also super nice. So that's definitely one of my favorites. Then we've got Bar Suzanne. This place is also on the same street, so Saint Laurent area. It's a little bit quieter. It's not like a place to go crazy, but it's like a good date location, I would say. There's a bunch of greenery and stuff like that, so it's cute vibes, and their drinks are like pretty affordable. So next up is Filemon. This is an Old Port. It's a bar, but in the evening they like play loud music and they have a DJ and stuff like that, so it's like club slash bar-ish vibe. I don't know. They always host a lot of events, and there's always like a ton of really cool people to meet there and stuff like that, so it's fun to socialize. Also in Old Port is Santos. I went here for my friend's birthday. It's actually I don't know, Spanish place? Tapas bar. There we go. So you can order a bunch of food and stuff like that, and then in the evening they turn into a club. They remove all the tables and stuff like that. And the whole like aesthetic of it is super nice. It's completely like red and just like, I don't know, it's a cool place. I would recommend checking out. In terms of like strictly clubbing, I don't think I have any places that I would like really rave about. The one that we definitely go to the most is Apartment 200. The whole vibe of it is really cool. I've again filmed there a couple of times. It's not super like bright neon lights, but more of like a dim like fog machine kind of vibe. Oh, I feel like I'm seeing vibe and atmosphere so many times in this video. I'm sorry. It's a cool place to go, but they are a little bit difficult to get into. They don't do any walk-ins, so you have to either be guestless or have a table, which makes it a little difficult. If you get the chance to go, I would recommend checking it out. It's just definitely like more trap and rap music and stuff like that. that wraps it up for like going out vibes. Next up is shopping. I'm not the biggest fan of shopping in person, but these are like some of the few places that I will actually go to. First up, we've got some vintage stores. My favorite would be probably Flow Market. This is on Saint Denis. Right next to it is also this place called Re-Up, which sells a bunch of like vintage kind of like skater stuff. So both of those are really good if you like vintage stores. If you like just traditional thrifting, they have a bunch in Jean Talon. You kind of can walk around the area, and they have a Value Village, and they also have what's it called, Salvation Army there as well, and they're pretty big, so those have pretty good options. And then in terms of like traditional shopping, I would probably say Editorial is my favorite place to go. They sell a lot of really cool stuff. It is a little bit pricey. They have some brands that are like insanely expensive, but you can definitely find like your reasonable stuff in there, and that's where a lot of like my cooler clothes are from, I would say. And then Dime is really famous in Montreal. Again, kind of expensive. It's a skater shop, but especially for guys, they have really cool like pants and tops and stuff like that. I have a hat from there and a sweater that I wear all the time, and their only in-person store is in Montreal. So, and then finally, some things to do. In general, Old Port is probably my favorite area of Montreal. It's just so pretty. You feel like you're in France just walking around there. It's a bunch of old buildings, cobblestone streets. The restaurants that I listed are amazing, but honestly you could walk into anywhere there, and it's just like so nice. The vibes are so good during summer. So just walking around there. They've also got the Ferris wheel and like a bunch of food trucks and stalls that you can kind of look around at. It's super fun. Another one of my favorite things to do is like reading or having a picnic in the park. My favorites are probably La Fontaine or St. Louis Square. Both of those are really nice areas to just kind of like sit and chill when the weather's good. Very like traditional Montreal activity, I feel like. Hiking up to Mount Royal is also super nice. I would recommend either sunrise or sunset. The view you get over the city is so pretty, and it's just like such a nice walk. So definitely would say you should do that. I did that for sunrise on my birthday, and it was slightly painful because it was freezing cold, but no matter what time of year, you get such a beautiful view from there. And then finally, I would say just exploring the Plateau, Saint Denis, Mile End kind of area. It's just a really nice area. A lot of like French influence again, but like more housing and just like a lot of like little stores, restaurants and stuff like that, and it's just nice to kind of like walk around, and I feel like that's kind of where you get a real feel for what the city's like. There's a lot of really cute houses and stuff in that area, and you can get tons of photos and stuff there too. Yeah, that about wraps it up for all of my recommendations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know if you end up checking out any of these places, and if you do, if you like them or not. That is gonna wrap it up for me. I love you guys all to the moon and back, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
My life wasn't perfect, yeah, I know that now. When it came crashing down, all I know is that I need you around.